A lot of people weren't happy about the fight. Some say it was one of the most boring fights ever. I don't think so. What do you guys think? I thought Hamzat showed up. I thought his cardio was great. I thought his game plan was great. He went for the submission. He kept punching. 500 plus strikes. Dreykus, 40 strikes, 12 takedowns, 21 minutes of control time out of a 25-minute fight. Hamzat Chimaev is your new UFC middleweight champion. There he is right there. And there he is right there. Jaxxon House, Santo Studios, out there in Newport Beach. Had him for fight camp. UFC 319 fight camp. Congratulations to them out there. All of his coaches. We've been riding this Hamzat train for a long time. Been a big fan of Hamzat. And now, finally, he wins the title. I'm happy. I had Hamzat by round 1, round 2 finish. I was wrong. But I didn't pick Dreykus, you know? So I guess I'm right. How did you guys do on your bets? Let's go over all the UFC 319 results. All of them. Let's do it. Wow, I'm excited. Hamzat Chimaev defeated Dreykus du Plessis. Unanimous decision. Unanimous decision. That fight was probably the most shocking because it went 25 minutes. Most people thought it would go 1, 2, 3 minutes. 25 minutes. Hamzat just grinding it out. Grinded it out. Stayed on his back. Kept Dreykus down for the whole fight. Had him in a crucifix 2 or 3 times. Kept peppering him in the head. Not hard enough shots where he would... The referee would have to stop the fight, but just enough to, say, hey, I'm beating him up and controlling the fight. Goddard did stand them up, or the referee did stand him up once or twice. I didn't agree with that. I didn't agree with that at all. What'd you guys think of the co-main event? Lerone Murphy. Spinning back elbow, KO. Pico. Carlos Prates, same thing. Jeff Neal. Spinning. 2 of them. Man, incredible. Which one was better? The one Pico took was to the front of the head, man, and he went down like a sack of potatoes and he was out. I was surprised by that one. The Carlos Prates one, I believe, was at the end of the round, and he hit Neal on the side of the head, and he went down, and he had blood coming out the side of his head. Both of them were absolutely brutal. If I had to pick one, I would pick probably the Murphy one, just because the way it hit the front of the head, and I thought about MVP versus Cyborg when he did that. I don't know if it was a punch or elbow or whatever it was, but he crushed his skull or a kick, and that's what came to my mind when that happened. And I was like, you need to check that guy. He might have a skull fracture. That's how hard he hit. But Prates is just a monster, long, lanky guy, and he's got the long legs and the elbows. That one worried me too because it hit him in the side of the head. So yeah, definitely incredible. I think that was the problem with a lot of people. They saw them 2 knockouts, and the whole card was great. I'm going to go over the whole results. And then it's a snooze fest, right? If you're not into the wrestling, the Khabib style, that form of MMA. And that's what happened, is everybody was excited about, these KOs, and then we go to a grappling match, so that's probably the problem. I'm going to go to the Twitter. We've got the Jaxxon podcast here, Hamzat's interview. I would show you highlights on here, but I'll get hit with copyright. So we're just going to go over some of the... You can peek on here. You'll be able to see some of the highlights. And this is our Twitter page. That's probably my favorite one to run. I like Twitter. Plus, you can get real on-time news like that. Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. You don't get the real-time news. Twitter's the place to go. I don't really use Threads much, but we have like 200,000 followers on there. We don't really use Threads. Twitter's our spot. So let's get there. Hamzat Chimaev, unanimous decision, 50-44. All judges and Dana White said he had 50-41, which makes it a lot worse. I probably agree with the 50-44, and never want to see a rematch. Let's just leave it at that. Hamzat Chimaev said after the fight that he would love to be the pound for pound #1 fighter in the world, and that's his next goal. He's also ready to fight in Abu Dhabi in a little over 2 3 months or 2 months, and on Cyril Gane versus Tom Aspinall fight card. Dana White also said that he would consider that. A lot of people say they don't think Khamzat's going to fight again this year. I don't know either, but he's the champion. His duty and obligation is to defend his title, right? His duty and obligation is to defend his title. That's what Khamzat should do. And I think he should fight before the end of the year, right? Madison Square Gardens, New York, be a good stage for him. He puts on a show. I will back up just a little bit. The press conference, the lead up, the weigh-ins, everything had that extra aura energy about it, almost McGregorish, right? It was something that we haven't seen in so long, and you see comments everywhere. Everybody was like, wow, it was incredible. So Hamzat is that next guy. I don't know if maybe Patty could be the next guy too, but Hamzat is that guy. And the UFC should ride that train, man. Ride that train. Congratulations to Hamzat and his team. Dricus du Plessis had a statement saying that Hamzat was like a blanket. He couldn't get him off. He wasn't tired. He wasn't beat up. He just knew his move. He knew his next move. Hamzat knew his next move. And that's what Dricus said. Once again, we do not want to see a rematch because it's going to be the same. It'll most likely be the same if we see a rematch. Let's see what else we got here. All right. Okay. So we're going to get into the results. We got Lerone Murphy, and he knocked out Aaron Pico, and it was brutal, and it was absolutely a stunning KO, spinning elbow, unbelievable, and that's your co-main event. And let's go here. Carlos Prates defeated Jeff Neal via knockout, spinning elbow, incredible. We already covered that. And let's see, we got MVP Michael Venom Page defeated Jared Cannonier via unanimous decision, 29-28 times 3. MVP knocked Cannonier down a couple times. I mean, he knocked him down. So good fight, dominant fight. The final round was a little closer than some of us wanted to see, but MVP gets it done, and he agrees to fight in UFC Rio, I believe, or he agreed to fight someone or somewhere. I forget what it was. But MVP, maybe Prates. People want to see MVP versus Izzy. MVP says, hey, you got to pay us. You want to see that. Damn right, you better pay him. MVP versus Izzy could be good, or it could be a fucking snooze fest, right? Styles make fights. I don't know if I'd want to see Izzy versus MVP. Let's see what we got here. Here you go. Look on the screen. You can see a couple of those MVP knockdowns. There we go. Boom. Boom. All right. Tim Elliott got it done. Tim Elliott defeated Kai Asakura via round 2 submission. Very impressive from Tim Elliott. Very impressive. Tim Elliott got it done. Can't play the video because we'll get slammed for copyright. Anyway, go to our Twitter. You can see all the highlights. Hamzat Chimaev backstage. And we got Hamzat Chimaev walking out right here. That's his walkout, wearing the Real Tree Santo Studios hoodie. Man, what an entrance. Hamzat Chimaev's buddy, Basangar Suskarov, defeated Eric Nolan via submission round 2. Great fight. Not much more to say. I thought it was pretty close in the first round. Second round, it happened what happened. Nolan had some good power. I'd like to see Nolan get one more shot in the UFC. That'd be great. All right. Give Eric Nolan one more pop. We'll skip over the John Jones news. Nobody wants to talk about Johnny Bones Jones no more. Let's just be clear, right? Nobody fucking gives a shit about John. John Jones, right? I don't want. It's like me putting out Conor McGregor news. Nobody gives a shit, right? Jake Paul, Conor McGregor, John Jones, Colby Covington, Bilal Muhammad, crickets. Nobody gives a shit. Just some advice there, guys. I learned it. Nobody cares about it. Nobody wants to hear about it, right? We want to hear about the new shit. Let's talk about Hamzat. Let's talk about the fighting nerds. Michael, I'm going to hack this name every time. Oleksiejczuk defeated GM3 Gerald Meerschaert. Yes, he did. TKO round 1. Let's go. Lupe Godinez got it done. Boy, she looks good too. Lupe defeated Jessica Andrade. Boy, Jessica Andrade came back like a fucking tank in round 3, right? Throwing bombs. Lupe got it done, but Andrade is a tank. The legs on her. Jessica Andrade. All right, this fight right here, guys. Come on now, huh? Shit, I was shocked. Chase Hooper, the end of round 1 versus Alexander Hernandez. Right, I say his name right? Yeah, Alexander Hernandez. Came in, caught a straight right, I believe it was, and dropped him. And Hernandez followed up, and they stopped the fight. I think there was like 3 seconds left in round 1. Unfucking believable. Chase Hooper gets TKO'd round 1. Alexander Hernandez is back, baby. Let's go. Congratulations. Congratulations. Drakkar Klose defeated Edson Jr. Barboza via unanimous decision. This fight here, Karine Silva defeated Dione Barboza. Like everybody said, hey, this was a robbery, blah, blah, blah. The DraftKings scorebooks, DDD, da-da-da. I don't know, man. I mean, yeah. It's a women's MMA, right? I mean, I don't get too involved in it. There's not really much for me to say. I watch it. I love the men's version. I like the women's version, but I prefer watching the men's version. But, you know, I support women's MMA too. I do. I'm not like Sean Strickland. And congratulations to Joseph Morales. Surprised a lot of people. Defeated Alibi Idris via triangle choke round 2 and is the tough 33 flyweight winner. Congratulations. I actually picked him. Congratulations, Joseph Morales. Had a great post-fight speech. Great post-fight speech. Man, you guys got to go check out Jaxxon Podcast. They had a great interview with Hamzat Chimaev right before his win. Great interview. Check it out. I don't know. I don't really... Bilal Muhammad jokes about DDP saying, you know, you suck. Bilal just takes pops, man. He just waits for that. He's quiet for like weeks, and then he just takes a shot, right? Sean Strickland takes shots. Bilal Muhammad takes shots. Nate Diaz says, fucking, what the? Come on now. Nate Diaz says Hamzat can't fight. Let's just be honest. If Nate Diaz and Hamzat fought 3-4 years ago when they were supposed to, it would have been bad. It would have been really bad. It would not have been good. I'm reading my chat over here real quick, guys. DDP should train with the Australians. They figured out how to counter the This guy says DDP should train with the Australians because they know how to counter the inbred wrestling. This is my chat, man. My chat's going off. Jesus Christ. So what you're saying is Hamzat Chimaev, if DDP trains with the Australians, he could beat Hamzat? I don't know. I doubt it. Conor McGregor says Chechnya's first UFC champion. Congratulations. Bilal Muhammad says you suck. You got 10-8'd. That's Bilal Muhammad. I mean, Bilal Muhammad lost his title too. What the hell's he talking about? You think Bilal Muhammad should shut up? Bilal says he is the reason why Dreykus got booed. He's the fucking reason he got Dreykus got booed. Is Bilal the reason Dreykus got pooed, or is it Hamzat fan base? I'm gonna go with Hamzat's fan base. I don't think Dreykus has any control of the fans in Chicago. I mean, does Bilal like tell all the fans to, hey, boo him? I doubt it, but it's kind of funny that it happened. Sean Strickland says, I'm probably the only one in the UFC that can out grapple that little whore for 5 rounds. Well, looks like I gotta stack some wins. Listen, Sean Strickland, come on, man. He just posted. Now, I'm not gonna say too much, right? Sean Strickland just posted some pictures and a video of training with Paulo Costa, right? Sean Strickland's looking good, man. He's healthy, right? He's healthy. He's big. Sean Strickland's going to have to get about 3 or 4 wins, right? And he's going to have to push himself away from the dinner table. All right? Okay? And then he'll get his ass whooped. If Sean Strickland fights Khamzat Chimaev, it's going to be bad. It's going to be worse than DDP. And it won't last as long. Let's just be honest. It's not going to fucking last long, Sean Strickland. You're not going to have much time. You're not going to have much time. You know what I was thinking about during the fight? Actually, my wife asked me this question during the fight. Okay? If Khamzat went up to 205 and he fought Ankalaev, or Pereira, or Jiri, you know, or Olberg, you know, these 205 beasts, how would it go? And that's a really good question. That's a good discussion. That may be a good conversation piece. I think Khamzat would do really good at 205, but I think it would take him some time to put on some muscle and to probably, I think he's 6'2", 6'3". He'd be okay. Some of these 205ers are 6'6", like 6'5", 6'6". Big boys. It's an interesting conversation. I think he would have a tough time with Ankalaev. I don't think he would have a tough time with Pereira. I think he would be fine against Pereira. I think Khamzat would handle Pereira easily. It's a very good conversation piece. Khamzat wants to be the pound-for-pound king. He wants to get to the top of the throne. Right now, you have Ilia Topuria 1. Number 2 is Islam Makhachev. And I'm not sure who 3 is. I can look. And I think Dreykus was 6. I think we'll see Khamzat move up to 7, 6, 7. And the top will stay the same. You'll still have Ilia and Islam. I think Merab's up there too. I can check the pound for pound. Pound for pound, I can check it real quick. Let's read over some of the stats here. Total strikes, 510, Khamzat. Significant strikes, 23. Head strikes, 17. Body, 3. Total strikes for Dreykus, 56. 9 significant. 8 to the head, 0 to the body. Khamzat outstruck Dreykus by 450. Unbelievable. 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 Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson went off because of all the negativity, and there was a lot, and it's still out there, about Khamzat and his underperforming and him being the boogeyman, but not being able to not be able to finish the fight. Does it really matter? Would you rather see Dreykus get beat up for 5 rounds and dominated, or knocked out, submitted, quick? I think it's best that we saw Khamzat cardio, gas tank, stamina, and just perfect game plan, right? Because that guy is going to be tough to beat. He could finish it quick. He could grind you out now, and now you have a Khamzat Merab hybrid. Oof, god damn, that's crazy, huh? Khamzat Merab. Man, it's true. It's kind of true now. Yeah, I mean, incredible stuff. Dana White says he's open. Dana White is open to letting Hamzat fight again in a couple months. That's the UFC Abu Dhabi. I think it's UFC 321 or 22, October. I think Hamzat should fight at least one more time this year. Jeez, that's it, really. I mean, there's a lot to digest. It's Monday morning, early. We start early around here. It's Monday morning. The UFC put on a hell of a weekend, hell of a show. Big props to everybody at the UFC. Great job. The announcers, Daniel Cormier took some slack a little bit. I just turned my volume down. I don't really pay attention to that. Joe Rogan was there. It's a great event. Great event. I enjoyed it. I'm going to probably rewatch it. I even rewatched the Hamzat fight. I rewatched it, right? I wanted to see it. I wanted to see it again. And was it boring? I mean, you could go get a snack, and come back and you'd be all right, right? There was not really a lot of going on, but it was just pure dominance. Absolute, utter, pure dominance by Hamzat Chimaev. Lerone Murphy impressed me. Lerone Murphy definitely impressed me. I thought Aaron Pico would get it done. I thought Aaron Pico was going to win. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. You got Aaron Pico. You got Pitbull and Patchy Mix. I think they're 1-3 in their first 4 UFC fights. What does that tell you about Bellator quality of fighters? I'm not sure what it tells us, right? I'm not sure what it tells us, but I can tell you this. The UFC is the elite, the pinnacle, the top, the best of the best. That's what the UFC is. When you come to the UFC, ask MVP. He had a tough time adjusting to the UFC at first. Now he's good. Now he's good. Big shout out to Jaxxon. Jaxxon.com. Got me iced up. Great company. SantoStudios.com. Got my sunglasses. Got our killer, Jake Snip. Got our Santo Studios. Little plug right there. Thank you, guys. Getting back to the UFC. Nate Diaz thinks that Hamzat is not a good fighter. Conor McGregor gives him props. Israel Adesanya kind of backtracked. Izzy said, listen, Dricus is going to win most likely in the later rounds. And a lot of people said Dricus is going to win in the later rounds. I thought Hamzat would win early. And I was wrong. He won by decision, and I'm surprised. Izzy had a video on his last Freestyle Bender YouTube, his reaction in the last 30 seconds when Dricus almost pulled it off or gotten on his back or whatever, Dricus came back. Izzy was excited, pumped. Go check out Izzy's YouTube page. It's a great video. It's also, I believe, on our Twitter and on Izzy's Twitter. It's a funny video. And but Izzy said the UFC in the middleweight division has a new champion, and he's happy that Hamzat won, and now it's a problem because you have a cardio machine that could just grind you out for 5 rounds. At 185, Anderson Silva, Israel Adesanya, strikers 185. Dricus pounded you out, ground and pound, would get a submission. Totally different styles. And now we have someone like Hamzat, 185. Says he wants to go to 170. Says he wants to go to 205. A lot of options. A lot of options. There he is in the ring right there. There he is. And new. And new. Unbelievable. That's our news for today. All right? It's Monday morning news. Everybody got their fresh news Monday morning. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything. Got it all covered. Got it all covered. That's it, fight fans. Have a great day. We'll put out a video later here on Twitter. We'll put out a video on YouTube. Give us a follow if you like the content.